What's going on, guys? So for day 2, our focus is going to be on strength. Even though we're in a conditioning training block, we still want to kind of focus at least a few sets per week on building strength so that we don't lose the strength that we had built in the previous training block, right? So it's more like strength maintenance, okay? So we're going to do 3 sets of 10 reps for the following exercises, and we're going to superset them into pairs of 2. So the first exercise we're going to do is going to be a pistol squat. So Andrea's going to demonstrate a full pistol squat first. There you go ahead and relax. So that's a full pistol squat. If you're able to do those, that's totally great. You will do 3 sets of 10 reps on each leg. That's a little bit of high, right for most people, I would say. And so a scaled version of this is you're gonna use your foot that is straight as a kickstand to help balance you as you come down into your squat. So Andrea's gonna set up again in her pistol squat, right? One foot's gonna stay on the ground. She still sits her hips back, but again, she's able to touch the ground with that foot to help balance her and support her working leg, right? And again, you're only gonna go back as far as you're able to maintain your balance. This is important to know. As she comes down into the squat, the angle that her ankle creates, her knee will go way past her toes, and that's totally okay because we wanna load that knee and that quad and that patellar tendon to strengthen over time. In fact, that's one of the reasons that I like the pistol squat is because we strengthen up that knee significantly, okay? So that's a scaled version of the pistol squat that you can do. Another scaled version, if you would need, is to grab a bench or a little chair. It doesn't have to be as high as this is a pretty high chair, but you could do sit to stand. So go ahead and face the white wall for me, please. Okay, on the sit to stand, you're gonna start with your heels close to the base of the chair, right? One leg is gonna come into the air, and then you're just gonna stand up. So this is kind of a high stool for Andrea, but if you had a smaller chair, you would have to squat lower. But if you need to start higher, that's totally okay too. We're gonna do 10 on each leg, right? Go ahead and relax. We're gonna superset that, which means you're gonna have no break in between. You're gonna come into a side plank position with a side plank, a rotating side plank. Yeah, we're gonna have the top foot in front of the bottom foot, right? And the hips are gonna come off the ground. So on any side plank or side bridge variation, you wanna always make sure your hips are going straight up towards the ceiling and they're also going forward, right? So in this case, they'd be going forward towards the wall. So she's in full hip extension. She's gonna take that right hand, she's gonna reach underneath her body as far as she can, and then she's gonna rotate up. That's gonna be 1. Continue this for 10 reps. And then switch sides. And do 10 reps on the other side. Right, so that's the first superset of exercises. 10 pistol squats on each leg, 10 rotating side planks on each side. You're gonna complete 3 sets. So the second set of exercises that we're gonna superset together is gonna be an archer push-up and a W to Y, right? So first the archer push-up, Andrea's gonna set up. Now you can do this from your knees or from your toes. Either way, she's gonna set up with a wider hand position than a normal push-up, right? And when she does the archer push-up, she's gonna lean her body over to one side, get the push-up, while the other arm remains kind of straight, almost like you're creating like this arching position, like you're pulling an arrow back. And we're gonna do 10 to each side, guys. It's gonna be fatiguing, but very doable, very strong. Abs are still engaged. And go ahead and relax, right? So 10 to each side, and then she's gonna come in kind of into a Superman plank position. But we wanna have the feet on the ground. She's gonna retract her scapula, kind of bring her shoulders, chest off the floor. Thumbs pointed to the sky. She's gonna start in this W position, and then she's gonna extend her hands straight out into this Y position. And she's gonna repeat for 10 reps. Now, I don't want this to be fast. I want it to be smooth, controlled, very deliberate, right? If you had anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds in each hand, like if you were holding a couple water bottles, that would make this exercise significantly harder, right? Obviously, all the muscles in her posterior side are working very hard. Her lower back, her mid traps, her lower traps, rotator cuff, rhomboids, lats, everything on the backside. The rear delts are working hard here. It's an exercise that I actually really like and I use with a lot of my athletes, right? After you complete those 2 exercises, then you would rest 60 to 90 seconds, right? It's important to make sure you get enough rest so that when you start your next set of archer push-ups, you don't fatigue out halfway through, right? You wanna rest long enough that you're able to complete all the prescribed reps. Cool? Give it a try, guys. So the next part of day 2 is gonna be the conditioning portion. So every day is gonna have a conditioning portion because again, this is a conditioning block and it's the main focus that we're going to be working on for the next few weeks, right? So for our conditioning portion, we're going to start with a box run. So a box run, if you can imagine like you had a ladder or even just a little square on the ground, you will start with both feet inside the ladder, you will step out and then step in. Except you're going to go as fast as you can for 1 minute, right? So again, you're going to feel your glutes and your quads start to burn a little bit. It is a conditioning exercise. We're going to go for 1 minute on, and then we will rest for 30 seconds, right? After 30 seconds, you're going to go into your inchworm to sit-throughs. So at the edge of your mat, you're going to walk your hands out into a tall plank position, sit through to one side, sit through to the other side, and then walk your hands back into standing. And then repeat for 1 minute. So you got inchworm to sit-throughs. Good job. Go ahead and relax, and you will rest for 30 seconds, right? After the 30 seconds are up, we're going to go into squat to rotational lunge for 1 minute. Step out to a rotational lunge, back to a squat, and then the other side. And we're going to continue this pattern for 1 minute. If you had some light weight, like a kettlebell or a dumbbell, you could hold that in your hand. It would make it more challenging. Even a weighted vest here would make it more challenging. And rest for 30 seconds. You're going to repeat that for 3 rounds, right? It's a little bit long. It should be aerobic, but you should get some burn, right, in your legs as you go through the lunges and the squats and the inchworms, but very manageable. We want the main focus of today to be, maintaining your strength, but still a little bit of conditioning just sprinkled on top for fun, for flavor.